Hello there everyone. In this video I'm going to be reading some mass transit news that pretty much may have not gotten out to you from previous stories in the past, or some new developments that I was able to get today from these stories. And of course I'm going to be discussing the Long Island Railroad and New Jersey Transit, of course. And I may have to make a little bit of a rant at the end of the video regarding the nonsense Elisa Pica is bringing to people in City Terminal Zone. Because pretty much, you didn't see Matt Campa's video. He did his rant on Monday, but again, a lot of stuff's been going on with me this week between the Sears video and a lot of other personal stuff. So today was pretty much the only day I could record this video. So we're going to go to our first story today, and this happened back on Monday, and this was a situation where a person was struck and killed by an NJT train in Monmouth County. So the story goes, this happened by the Matawan Aberdeen station. The person, whose name was not released, was hit by the train traveling from New York Penn Station to Long Branch at 10:50 p.m. on Main Street. Less than 1 mile from the station, New Jersey Transit spokesman Jim Smith said. So, this affected the North Jersey coastline. And again, I'm annoyed again, our media in New York did not talk about this. And this is what I don't understand with media bias these days. If it wasn't for me, and I didn't research any of these headlines, you may not even be finding out about this stuff. So, let's continue reading. And again, I get off topic about this. I apologize, everyone. Pretty much, Jim Smith said, a trespasser, but did not release any details on why they were on the tracks. So, service was resumed the next day, and they were being investigated by NJT police. And this is where the incident took place. Right around here. Pull it up. Right around here. I'm trying to find out where the train tracks are, but that's not going to help us now, will it? They have a Google Maps view of the area, but oh, okay. Yeah, this is where it took place, right around here. We will get a good view of it right now, and I'll try to pull it up immediately, and if I can't, I apologize. Yeah, somewhere around here it took place. Right around here. Apparently I can't get you railroad tracks at the moment. Let's see if we can. Okay, yes, I believe these are the railroad tracks. Yeah, somewhere around here. Okay. Right around... So this incident took place right over here. That's where I got it, right by Sultan Walk, Matawan. Now to get an idea further from this area, zoom out for just a sec so you all can be familiar with it. There we go. So pretty much it took place right around here. Hey, wait a minute, I have something started around here. That's odd. Ooh, I think I might know what this is. The Park Place Diner. Oh, okay, now I know where this is. Yeah, Park Place Diner. It's a really good place to eat in that area. From, I believe that's the Garden State Parkway. Yeah, right off of it. Now I know where it is. Because my dad took me there once, and it's really good. So, before I get off topic, we will talk about the next video for... well, this is a video, yes. So, this was brought to the attention of me by Matt Campa on my Twitter feed, @and he's Randomness. So, an intrepid rider said he captured his commuter train speeding along the busy Northeast Corridor line with an open door back on Tuesday morning on videotape as he and his other passengers stood feet away from the opening. The Twitter video was shot by a commuter by the name of Giovanni Joseph, showed the view from the open door and how close commuters were to it as they rode in the midsection of the train car. So we will, of course, zoom out of this so we can get you a better view of the video. So here we go. We're going to play it. Hopefully it will play. There it is. That is the open door. Again, this is not safe. It's really not safe. So we'll continue reading here. Pretty much somebody from a customer service asked him questions. This incident happened on a train where there was standing room only. He boarded the train in Linden. The door attempted to close, but it appears one side got stuck. The train was made up of aero cars, which are the oldest in the New Jersey Transit's fleet. The train was taken out of service when it arrived at Penn Station, New York, and was moved to the shop for a full inspection. The crew was pretty fast to react, as first they tried to fix it by doing something to the door. So this is, of course, many incidents reported this year. There were 11 incidents of doors opening when they weren't supposed to be between January 1st and February 7th of this year. Those incidents were blamed on winter weather. Alright, one says if it happens when the train is moving motion between stations, the crew is supposed to stop the train, report the problem to a dispatcher, and spokeswoman said in an earlier interview. Options include moving passengers to another car, manually closing and locking the door in the closed position, stationing a crew member by the open door, or canceling the train. Alright, so move on to the next story. And we have some interesting news that was today, believe it or not, 20th, as New Jersey Transit trains will see some reduced fares starting in November. But however, there is service cuts coming next month. The story goes, New Jersey Transit commuters will get a 10% fare discount while the agency sprints towards completion of installation of a federally mandated safety system called Positive Train Control. 10% discount for all rail tickets will only be extended for 3 months from November until January, while officials said they expect train service to return to normal in January 2019. The agency will adjust schedules on October 14th, discontinuing 18 trains to reduce cancellations that have been frustrating commuters over the past few months, as equipment is taken out of service to, once again, install the PTC. Over the summer, commuters expressed frustration about random train cancellations that they said sometimes didn't learn about until they are on the station platform. Trains will be discontinued on the Northeast Corridor, North Jersey Coastline, Morris Essex, Montclair Booton, and Maine Bergen lines. The Morris Essex lines have 8 discontinued trains, the most of the 5 lines losing trains. Those cuts include shutting down the Gladstone branch on weekends and replacing trains with buses, except on October 20th, the weekend of the Far Hill Steeplechase, and on Thanksgiving, Martin Luther King Day, and President's Day. So, this is just insanity. It now joins the Atlantic City line, which was shut down earlier this month. So, you can't make this stuff up at New Jersey Transit. It's always a new story with them every single day, pretty much. And just this week, we had 3 major headlines from New Jersey. And you can't make this stuff up. You just can't. So, now let's talk about what's going on the Long Island Railroad. And I have not mentioned this because we have some interesting news about Limbrook. 2 stories. One from last week and one from this week. So, I'm going to go really at it about Limbrook in just a second. Limbrook is set for a $17.9 million renovation. The plan will include repairing customer platforms, replacing platform canopies, building new glass platform waiting rooms, and improving drainage. Well, the drainage is one thing I agree with. But everything else, I'm going to get into it in just a sec. So, the project will start next year and is being funded for $17.9 million. And plans for more extensive improvements in the future. The project, which will begin in spring of 2019, follows years of complaints by commuters and elected officials about the condition of the 80-year-old station, where wood beams help hold up deteriorating station platforms, divots and floors cause puddles and ice to form, and rainwater leaks through rotting roofs. Also, I have problems. Sometimes, and I noticed this on a rainy day at Limbrook, that they do need to fix it in a way, but the waiting room does not need to be renovated. I'll get to that in just a sec. But there are leaking ceilings on the eastbound platform to Babylon. And I will tell you right now, it was awful when I saw it. So they need to fix that. They need to fix the roofs. They do need to. And they do need to fix the area around the platform. I do agree on that. But the waiting room does not need a renovation. I'll get into that as I continue reading here. So commuter Janet Rivera said, yes, back on September 10th, it was raining underneath the canopy as she waited for her Atlantic Terminal-bound train at the Limbrook station. I felt like I needed an umbrella just to stand here. The railroad has already had plans for modest repairs at the station totaling $10 million. But response to calls from Limbrook Mayor Alan Beach, State Senator Todd Kaminsky of Long Beach, and Assemblyman Brian Curran of Limbrook, the new railroad president, Philip Bing, expanded the effort, which will now include repairing the two station platforms, which again, I agree, the platforms do need to be repaired, and they need to, they do need to rehabilitate the support structures. I do agree on that. Building two new glass platform waiting rooms, which the waiting rooms on the platforms do need to be fixed. I also agree on that. Replacing the canopies, I agree. The LED lighting and signage, that's a whole nother story. The drainage, I agree, needs to be improved. Cameras, yeah, I mean, software does get updated. But here's the problem. This is the problem I have with. Okay, Wi-Fi. Alright, you want to put Wi-Fi in. But why do you want to renovate the waiting room? And again, I will go on the record and say this right now. When I was in the waiting room at Limbrook, I didn't have a problem being in there because some of the hot days when I was at Limbrook, and I will go on the record and say this, I was air conditioned. It was air conditioned. Why do they need to renovate the waiting room? They're doing the same thing at Belmore.
Yep. Yeah, I don't even think Hicksville's getting USB, and I don't know if they're even getting that. I don't know if they're even getting that.
Why does Belmore need a new waiting room? And another thing, and I'm going to say this again, Hicksville is still a mess, according to my fellow riders. The waiting room's still a dump. And I'm sorry for yelling, but you know, this is what I mean with this railroad. You know, why did the South Shore get the best stuff? When do we get a new Hyde Park? That's right, a small waiting room. What does Pine Power and my girlfriend get in Mineola? A small waiting room. At least in Jamaica, the waiting room is decent. It's not the best, but it's tolerable at least. Okay. Out that out. And I'm going to have to yell again in this video because another reason why I'm going to be irate soon. Limbrook Station is in need of these repairs, and Philip Bing was quoted saying, looking forward to giving customers who use this location an upgraded station that they deserve while hardening our infrastructure for decades to come. You can't make this stuff. You just can't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, the other stations are getting renovations, and I just made the points earlier. Merrick, Belmore, they already got new renovations. They already got the artwork and the brickwork. And why do their waiting rooms need work? They don't need work. Hicksville needs the work. Second phase is, you can't make this stuff up. Several street-level improvements at the elevated station, including renovating the station bridge, repairing sidewalks and concrete curbs, installing new bike racks, and painting a bridge. Yeah, sure, Hicksville doesn't get any of that. Condition of the street-level station office building and the operated train trestle, which routinely arranged clunks of concrete down onto parked cars. And as I said before, Hicksville, and even Pine Power says it all the time, Hicksville is still an inferior job. Those folks in Hicksville should not be dealing with what they're dealing with. They really shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to put up with it either. Yeah, well, the other people who pay $300 in Hicksville are getting an inferior station too, Kaminsky. Speaking of Lynbrook, this story broke on Tuesday. A man from Brooklyn threw rocks at cars from a Long Island Railroad platform. So, pretty much what happened was Nassau County Police arrested the man from Brooklyn Monday night after he was allegedly throwing rocks off the Lynbrook Long Island Railroad platform on the cars below. Police say that police officers from the area of Lynbrook responded to a 911 call at 7:30 for someone throwing rocks at cars on Peninsula Boulevard from the train station platform. When they arrived, officers say they saw a man on the south platform who fled east once he saw them. They located Titus Garcia, age 30, of Martini Street in Brooklyn. Police say Garcia caused $500 in damage to a 2007 BMW, $2,500 in damage to a 2018 Infiniti, and $750 in damage to a 2017 Mercedes-Benz. Garcia is charged with second-degree criminal mischief, 2 counts of third-degree criminal mischief, and reckless endangerment. And he was arraigned back on Tuesday in First District Court in Hempstead. This is his photo, and I don't know. Maybe it was me, maybe it was Matt or Pine Power who encouraged him. But we're gonna go on the record and say this now. We don't encourage this type of behavior. So please, I know. We like to use the word snob a lot, but it's illegal. Please. If you shouldn't be following this guy. If we encourage them, that's sort of our fault, but we don't encourage, all right? That's not our job. We're here just to report and give our opinions. This is not really an opinionated thing. Just don't be reckless, please. Don't damage property. It's illegal, and you can go to jail like this guy. I know, it's a little bit funny to laugh at, but Pine Power in his video yesterday mentioned that we needed a good laugh, and it's a good laugh because pretty much maybe the snobs deserve this in a way, but still, it's illegal. It's still illegal. You shouldn't be doing that. And also, it just proves the point that the South Shore has all the expensive cars.
Mercedes. Another Mercedes.
Oh, God.
Saab. Look, we have a Saab. We haven't seen one of those in a while. SAAB.
I haven't seen that in a while either.
Yeah.
My goodness. Oh. Alright, so let's move on. No illegal behavior, please. That's where I'm going to end my point. Okay, next up. We got a big issue this weekend. And I'm going to mention this in my service changes video tomorrow as, guess what? Due to East Side Access track work, guess what we got? That's right. We got People getting screwed in City Terminal again! Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Just can't. Look at this. And again, I'll go further into details about this tomorrow if you want to know more information about what's going on here. But we got an issue again. We got an issue. Guess what, folks? Guess what? This is wrong information. I'm very annoyed with the railroad about this. They gave the wrong information. Because guess what? This is wrong. This is wrong. Because guess what's taking place on Saturday? That's right, the Paul Simon concert.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yep. This is the right schedule. Right here. See? So that schedule is wrong. Very wrong. Very, very wrong. And another thing. They should have a special schedule next week. And this is where I'm going to make the rant now. There needs to be a special schedule next Saturday. Because guess what's taking place at, you know what, Citi Field next weekend. Maybe you haven't figured it out yet, but next week is David Wright's last Major League Baseball game.
I got 5 on it.
So guess what? They have to make sure that they have the extra service so that way Met fans or baseball fans in general who want to see this game can get to Citi Field and say goodbye to David Wright. And we all know who to point the finger at. That's right. It needs to peak at the Executive Vice President of Operations at the Long Island Railroad. Her. It always comes back to what Nowakowski did. Always did. Oh, I'm gonna overrule for the thing. Yep, that's Elisa Pica. Yeah, here we go. We have 7 service running express from 74th Street to Willets Point. So, the good news is this is necessary to have this because even though people who want to come from 82nd Street, the good news is they will still have service options. They just have to take a westbound train, go to 74th Street Broadway, and then come back. But again, we need the express service on Saturday. We do, in general, because, in general, the people who are going to the Paul Simon concert, they want to have the service. And they're telling people just to go to Junction Boulevard. So good news. I didn't mention this in the service changes video, but you can go to Junction Boulevard as well and transfer to a train. Also, one last note I wanted to bring up, and this is very good news if you didn't find out about this. I know Matt mentioned it in his video back on Monday, but the good news is the double track project is complete. That's very good news. And I'm very happy about that. Now, the last piece of the equation we need to do is, of course, get the third track between New Hyde Park and Hicksville.
You need a third track here. The railroad's growing. More and more people are riding it. Have you been on the Southern State Parkway recently?
We still need it. We still need it. Alright? So, they added train service because of this, and, it happens. For a good reason that we get our Ronkonkoma service back. It's our service because guess what? Hicksville. That's why. That is why I'm bringing this up. Mineola. That's another reason why I'm bringing it up. So, I'm not going to get into it, but Once again, I can confirm double track is in service. It took a long time. It took years, decades, but we finally had the double track between Farmingdale and Ronkonkoma. I'm very happy that it's over with. No more bustitution. That's very good news. And I quickly want to mention this before I end this video, that last weekend I was going to Comac with my parents. This was back on the 15th. And we were passing the Cross Island Parkway. And I was telling Mom and Dad, guys, look, that's those are the buses going to Hicksville to do the work right now. I know where those buses are going. And they're like, aren't those the buses that go into Manhattan? That's what my dad asked me. Like, yes, those are the buses. And my mom was like, these buses are making me nervous. Can we pass them already? I know, my mom made it a little bit funny and serious in a way, but still. Yeah, no more bustitution, thank goodness. People on the Ronkonkoma branch can breathe easier now, and they can have their service. And more importantly, no more single track switching in Central Islip anymore. So hopefully the nightmare is over. Hopefully, and this is good news, that double track service, and again, we've been wanting this for many years now. It finally happened this week. So no more bustitution. Hopefully no more annoying weekends where the LIE is a mess. Not until the holidays at least. And I'm talking about the winter holidays because you're probably going to see people going out to Roosevelt Field for shopping. Yeah, but that's it. That's going to end this Mass Transit headline video. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.